our mission and our vision. We're basically here to work together with all agencies to improve the quality of life for older adults and people with disabilities in the region. And we want to make sure they have a fulfilling and productive lives as long as they are with us here. We can go on to the next one. I don't want to just read them, sorry. So we have a stance on diversity, equity, and inclusion, that we value the diversity of every staffer, volunteer, member, agency, partner, and representative of its community. The SRC is inclusive of the populations and critical communities that it serves and engages. Actually, I really love this quote from Peter Block. I used it at a meeting I was at yesterday. If you want a future that's distinct from the past, you have to be with the people who you aren't used to being with and have conversations that you're not used to having. I think with diversity, equity, and inclusion and justice, that is probably critical to have those courageous conversations. And now we will turn it over to the Area Agency on Aging, 1B, where we have Chiara Clayton and Katie Wendell. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. And just a great thank you to the SRC for having us as a part of your Lunch and Learn series. And we want to thank everyone who's watching, everyone who's in attendance. And hopefully today you will get some good information and some good stuff for you to be able to share. Again, I'm Chiara Clayton, the Communications and Outreach Specialist with the Area Agency on Aging. And I have my colleague with me, Miss Katie Wendell. She wants to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Katie Wendell. I'm the Senior Manager of Advocacy, also with the Area Agency on Aging 1B. So I'll jump in for part of today's presentation.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And we're going to give you some information today about our agency. So I'm going to pull up my slideshow here. Can everybody see?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me make sure this is playing from the beginning. Okay. All right. Hold on one second. Let me make sure I'm sharing. And of course, this was working perfectly before we started. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to share my screen. Make sure. I'm sorry, it was here. Oh, here we are. Okay, it's when you have too many browsers open.
It was there for a minute.
That's what I thought. And I'm like, where did it happen?
Yep, we saw it.
Okay.
We know you have it.
Okay, let me make sure here. Okay. All right, so, okay, let me try this one more time. You gotta love technology, right? All right, we can see it, right? Can everybody see it?
Yes.
Okay.
You aren't in full screen mode.
There we go. Can we?
There you go. Now you are.
Okay, let's get into it. So again, Area Agency on Aging 1B, I'm Chiara Clayton, and we are a nonprofit dedicated to helping older adults remain living in their home independently. So everything we're going to go over today is pretty much all about that. That is our main mission in life, to make sure that individuals as they age can remain at home, living independently with services that they need. So with that, a little bit of information about who we are. A lot of people have heard of us. Hopefully everyone here that's watching and on the call has at least heard of us. But a lot don't know that we're a national network. So we are a national network connecting seniors, also persons with disability and family caregivers with local services to improve their quality of life. We were created through an act of Congress in 1974. That was the Older Americans Act. And pretty much we are a pass-through of those government dollars that are set aside by that act to make sure senior services are done in every community. We have over 600 in the country, and we 16 in the state of Michigan. What that means is no matter where you live, there is an area agency on aging to service you and for your needs as older adults. We're all designated by a geographic area. So the 1B in our agency's name is our actual geographic, determining the areas that we cover. And those areas are Oakland, Macomb, Monroe, Livingston, St. Clair, and Washtenaw counties. So 6 counties, I believe we cover about 30% of the state in reference to older adults. But if you live anywhere else, just know that there is an area agency on aging to assist you. And with that, since we are very close to Wayne, and we probably all know people who live in Wayne County, I always want to make sure that I point out our 2 sister organizations that help us to make up Southeast Michigan. So in Detroit, that's Area Agency on Aging 1A. So they cover the city of Detroit proper, and then any suburb area that has the 313 area code. So that includes Hamtramck, Highland Park, Grosse Pointe, and Harper Woods. And then the Senior Alliance, which is 1C, covers the rest of Wayne County. So if you happen to know anyone that lives in Wayne, we do have 2 organizations that cover that county, and then we cover everything else in Southeast Michigan. But remember, there's an area agency on aging no matter where you are. And if you happen to call us and you're out of our geographic area, we can connect you with the agency that services your area. I'm going to throw a lot of information at you. The most important thing to remember is how to contact us to be able to receive everything that I'm going to talk about. 2 ways we have to do that. That's our 800 number, which is really the front door to our agency, 800-852-7795. It is Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. You'll speak with one of our resource specialists that can help you to understand long-term care options. If you're an older adult calling in need of resources, referrals to resources and services, or a caregiver caring for an older adult, you can give us a call and we can connect you with services. We also have a wonderful website at aaa1b.org. A lot of the information that I'm going to go over is available there. We update it regularly with a lot of good information, not just for the services we provide, but then also things like information on COVID-19 vaccinations in reference to older adults, just anything. You can visit the website and get a lot of good information at your fingertips. So what exactly do? We do a lot, everybody, just so you know. But this is kind of a breakdown of our products or our services and programs. We do information and assistance. So that 800 number that I just went over is our telephone line for information and assistance. We also fund and help to manage Meals on Wheels. We promote in-home care programs. We have a Medicare Medicaid assistance program, which is called MAP. Health and wellness classes, which are free for older adults. We really try to support family caregivers, those who are caring for our older adults. We help find transportation. And since we are funded through government and federal dollars, we do a lot within advocacy. So advocacy is a huge portion of what we do. And that's why I invited Katie Wendell, who is our advocacy lead, to talk about what we have going on with that. Because this week was a special week. It was actually Senior Action Week. So we had a lot going on. And with that, I'm going to throw to Katie so that she can go over our advocacy area.
Yeah, thank you. So the Older Americans Act, which is the governing legislation for area agencies on aging, mandates that area agencies on aging across the country advocate on behalf of those we serve. So that is a directive we take really seriously at the Area Agency on Aging 1B, and what my primary focus is at the agency. So we work closely with the state legislature on issues of concern with older adults, as well as local county commissions and federal legislators as well. We have some resources I wanted to share with you about advocacy. We create a monthly advocacy newsletter to help senior advocates in our communities stay up to date about what's going on. To sign up, you can email me at advocacy@aaa1b.com. I can get you on the list for that monthly newsletter. We create contact your legislator guides for each of our 6 counties. So those are a nice resource with legislators' pictures and contact information. In case an issue comes up, you know who to reach out to in the state government, as well as our federal congressmen and women. We also create a legislative platform every 2 years. That's what's snapshotted on the screen here. It outlines some of the primary issues that we're really focused on for each 2-year session of the state legislature, issues of concern for older adults that we're seeing in our communities. So things like access to in-home services, supporting direct care workers who are actually in seniors' homes providing care, as well as some more unique issues like broadband access. So just kind of a sample of things that are on that, included in that guiding document for us. Go to the next slide. One thing that we work with our SRC partners on a lot is advocating for current issues of concern. So right now is a good time to be talking about advocacy because legislators in Lansing are working on the state budget for fiscal year 2022, which begins on October 1st of this year. One of the biggest issues we're tracking right now is direct care worker wages. So throughout the pandemic, the legislature has recognized the value that direct care workers bring to our communities and the tough conditions they're working in right now during the pandemic, working in really close contact with older adults and people with disabilities and doing really essential services, helping people to stay safe and cared for at home. So throughout most of the pandemic, there's been a $2 per hour premium pay increase for these essential workers on top of the wages they were getting before the pandemic. And this is really important because there was a shortage of these workers in our communities. So that increase is authorized through the end of the current fiscal year, but we need to work now to make sure it's included in next year, fiscal year 2022 and beyond. The governor proposed making that $2 per hour increase permanent in fiscal year 2022. The Senate actually proposed increasing that amount to $2.35 per hour, but the House did not include the premium pay increase in their budget proposal. So we are working with the legislature to encourage them to adopt, the Senate and governor's recommendation of continuing that important increase. For the My Choice Medicaid waiver program, which you'll hear more about in a little bit from the service side, across the state, the legislature recommended increasing the number of slots for the My Choice program, 1,000 new slots across the state. It's an important step to increasing access to home and community-based services, so we're supportive of that. We're also closely watching legislation regarding kinship caregivers, like grandparents raising grandchildren. In the last legislative session, there were bills to create a kinship navigator program so that older adults who maybe are unexpectedly caring for minor children can get some support navigating children's services and adult services and meshing those things together. So authorizing a kinship care advisory council or a kinship care navigator program, in the state. And then also creating an advisory council focused on kinship care to figure out what we can do to make systems work better for this population. It passed the legislature, but was unfortunately vetoed. So we're hoping that it'll be taken up again this year. And the House did add some boilerplate language into the budget to support these initiatives. So that was exciting news for us. Next slide. So this week is Senior Action Week. Older Michiganians Day was on Wednesday. Normally we'd all have gone to the state capitol lawn to meet with our legislators in person, but we weren't able to do that this year. There is still an opportunity to get engaged if you haven't already done so. The AAA1B is hosting a virtual advocacy town hall at 2 o'clock today with a panel of 4 legislators that serve on key committees with jurisdiction over older adult services. So our flyer is there. We can drop the Zoom link in the chat. It's kind of our first time trying this type of virtual advocacy engagement event. So you're welcome to join us if you're free at 2.
Thank you, Katie. So as you see, quite a lot with advocacy, which is a huge part of what we do, since we are funded through those dollars. So of course, and I know a lot of this body is already engaged with us in as far as advocacy efforts, but if you're watching on Facebook Live, or someone shared this with you, please, make sure you stay engaged with that, because it's very important that we do have our community voices within the 6 counties that we cover to contact those legislators to make sure they understand that these issues are very important. Our older adults, need to be taken care of, and they play a big part in that. So thank you very much, Katie, for that advocacy overview. So with that, more about our service side. Again, we have a lot that we do, but the bulk of it, most of it, the front door of it is our 800 number, our information and assistance number. So again, 800-852-7795, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, you're going to talk with someone live in our resource center. So we want to be that first place that individuals turn when they need help understanding long-term care options. We help you find resources either that we offer directly or that are in our database. So we have a database of over 1,600 community connections, organizations, service groups, private entities that offer services and resources for older adults. And when we say older adults, that constitutes someone 60 and older. I get that question a lot. That is what the state constitutes as an older adult. So we do a basic screening, ask a lot of questions to see if the person may be eligible for government support. And then after the call, everything that's been discussed as far as contact information, details, pricing, if there's any, is compiled for the person and sent to them. So again, we're taking footwork out of individuals who need services from finding that, from having to go through a lot of hoops just to get that information. So even if there's something that you don't know is out there, if you know of an older adult, if you are an older adult, if you're caring for an older adult, give us a call at our resource center and let us direct you with services and programs. Again, 800-852-7795. So what are some of the common referrals that we get or that we offer, and the questions that we get? People call us all the time for housing, looking specifically for older adult housing, independent housing, assisted living, Meals on Wheels and community dining for older adults, in-home care, housekeeping, assistance, personal care, transportation, support groups, legal service, Medicare, Medicaid questions, and the list goes on. So what happens is we can actually refer. We have a database of individuals, different entities that we can refer out. So if you're looking for affordable housing within Macomb County, we can actually give you a list and send that to you so that you can start your search for affordable housing. We have a wonderful vetting process that anyone that is attached to our referral database goes through, so that we're referring those that are calling us to good quality vendors and community partners that we work with. So Meals on Wheels is another service that we offer. A lot of people know what Meals on Wheels is. They don't know that we're one of the largest funders of it. And we actually help to manage that program within our 6-county region. So Meals on Wheels is available for someone 60 and older who is homebound. And when we say homebound, that means unable to leave their home without assistance. That's the only requirement for the program. There is no financial eligibility. We do ask for a voluntary donation if you would like to give it, just so we can make sure that we can go ahead and further the program for those that may need it, but you're never turned away if you can. We work with 13 local providers in our 6-county region to provide the funding and some management. And if you know of anyone that may be eligible for Meals on Wheels or may need it, you can give us a call at our 800 number and we can connect you with your local provider. Or if you're looking to volunteer or just to connect with Meals on Wheels, you can give us a call. We can connect you with that local provider. So now this is a little bit of probably the most dense part of the presentation. I'm going to go over our 2 in-home care programs that we promote. So I want to make sure I stay on time. Individuals call us, and again, a lot of times they're either an older adult who needs, help just with daily need things, or it's a caregiver caring for a mother, father, grandparent, neighbor. They're the primary caregiver. They're trying to find resources and services for that older adult. Luckily, there's 2 state-funded in-home care programs that we promote to assist with, again, helping that older person remain at home, but also get the services that they need to maintain an independent, good quality of life. Those two programs are the Community Living Program, or CLP for short, and then the My Choice Home and Community-Based Waiver Program, or My Choice for short. So the two programs are both offering services provided to the person in their home. And that could be living independently, living with someone, if they're living in an apartment, in a home. When we say in their home, it means where they live, no matter if they're living with someone. So for the Community Living Program, the first question that we usually get is, how much does this cost? So I put it first. There is a cost share with CLP only. So that means when you call our 800 number, they go through the qualification process, ask a lot of questions to see if you're eligible. They're going to then determine, depending on what your own situation is, what you can put towards these services. So there is a cost share, but the cost share is always on a sliding scale. So the person's contribution amount is always on a sliding scale. Unfortunately, we see a lot of need for these programs, so wait lists are common. For the CLP program right now, we are not, unfortunately, taking any new people because we do have a list. We're trying to make sure we take care of that list. Hopefully by summer's end, that wait list will be down and we can start putting new people in. But I say, even if you know that there's a wait list, you know that we're not taking anyone in that program, still call us because we can hopefully refer you to something else. And then these are need-based programs. So wait lists are always prioritized by people with limited financial and social service support. So the person may be able to be bumped up on a wait list or given some other services and programs while they're waiting for one of these two programs. The My Choice program, thankfully, right now is open for enrollment. We're seeing about a 3 to 4 month time span from when the person is deemed eligible. They go through everything to actually see the services start. But right now for My Choice, we do have availability. My Choice, well, I guess let me back up. Let me go over the requirements for each. For CLP, the person must be 60 and older and live in one of our 6 counties, okay? So, and they must need help with at least one daily care need. Those are the only qualifications or eligibility requirements for this. Over 60, live in one of our 6 counties that we cover, and require help with one daily care need. Services for the CLP program, and I'm going to get to what those are on the next slide, average from 4 hours on a minimum to 10 hours on a maximum. Now for My Choice, this program is for someone who needs a lot more service, who is a lot sicker than someone who would be eligible for CLP. 65 and up is the age, or 18 and up with a disability. So this program, My Choice, covers an adult who's disabled. It doesn't have to be an older adult. The person must be medically eligible for nursing home level of care. So this person should really be in a nursing home. They also have to be lower income and on Medicaid. So Medicaid every year through the state gives us a minimum of what the person can, or maximum, I should say, of what the person can make every month to be eligible for Medicaid. So for this My Choice program, since it's funded through Medicaid, that is what we follow. So the person for the year 2021 has to have an income of less than $2,349 a month and have assets of less than $2,000. Okay, so My Choice, age 65 and up or 18 and up with a disability, must be medically eligible for nursing home level of care, financially eligible for Medicaid, and I'll just say they must be on Medicaid to even be eligible, and they can't make more than $2,349 a month and have assets less than $2,000. When we say assets, that does not include your car or your home. And I know this is a lot, but again, call our 800 number. It starts there, 800-852-7795. Go through the qualification process, and all of this will be broken down and explained. Again, CLP is currently closed for enrollment, but My Choice is accepting enrollments at this time. So what services are included? The CLP and My Choice have a lot of the same services, but remember that My Choice is for someone who should really be in a nursing home. So it doesn't have that 4 to 10 hour a week cutoff, or where they can receive the services. And My Choice also offers a lot of services that CLP does not cover. So that includes non-medical transportation for My Choice. Private duty nursing for My Choice as well. Also, it includes meal preparation. So someone to come into the home and prepare the meals. But all of the services or all of the programs, the 2 programs include personal care, homemaking, caregiver respite. So if you have a family caregiving doing a lot of work, we'll bring in a paid caregiver if you're, on one of these programs to give that family caregiver a rest. So a lot of services, a lot of things that are eligible for the person who qualifies for one of these 2 programs. And remember, they're getting it in the home, so they're comfortable, they can remain where they're used to living, but they're getting the help that they need. I know this is a lot. Call our 800 number, 800-852-7795, and that will give you the start to go through the qualification process. And even if there's a wait list, and even if the person isn't qualified, we will hopefully be able to refer you to something else through our database of services. Okay, so transportation is another huge need, and we offer a wonderful program called My Ride Too. It's available in Oakland, Macomb, Washtenaw, and Wayne counties. So this is our I guess we call it a transportation concierge service. So if you have an older adult, or if you're an older adult who no longer drives, you can give us a call, tell us where that person needs to go. We have a database of transportation options specifically for older adults in these 4 counties. We'll let you know all of your options, even if that includes a bus route on how to get to where you need to go, private transportation, if Lyft, Uber, whatever is available. We'll let you know all of your options. Then you can actually select from those, and we'll set this up for you. So we're taking a lot of the footwork out of finding transportation options, but then one of our mobility specialists is going to actually set the ride up for you and make sure either you or the person that you're calling for gets to and from where they need to go. So again, this is available in Oakland, Macomb, Washtenaw, and Wayne counties. My Ride Too has a direct phone number at 855-697-4332. or My Ride Too, so that's myride2.com, or you can always get to this program from our general 800 number as well. Medicare, Medicaid assistance, we do have a program called MAP. So we know a lot of older adults are aging into Medicare. They may have Medicare, don't know what their options are when it comes time for open enrollment. We train volunteers to give an unbiased overview on everything there is to know about Medicare so that the community can call into us, set up an appointment, talk one-on-one with the counselor to go over everything and all of their options. If they're aging in, what does that mean? When do they have to apply? Any penalties if they have Medicare? What are my options for Medigap? Medicare Advantage plans, any type of prescription expenses, frauds and scams, anything. But the great thing about this is that it's unbiased. The person gets everything they need to know, so when it comes time to make a decision or to enroll in Medicare, they can do it with education. So you can call us 800-803-7174 and set up an appointment with one of our MAP counselors. And it's done virtually or over the phone. And this is again a program that we offer to help older adults who have to kind of wade through that Medicare program, which can be very daunting if you've ever done it. Health and wellness programs. We offer free health and wellness classes, and we used to do them in the communities that we cover at different locations, but now due to COVID-19, they're all held virtually. So a lot of our classes are 6 to 8 weeks. The topics include everything from diabetes to chronic pain management, matter of balance, which helps to reduce the fear of falling and help to reduce falls. We have a wonderful class called Aging Mastery, which is a 10-week class to help you build a playbook for aging well. It gives you different topics every week. These are free. You can call our 800 number, 800-852-7795 to find out when we're offering them and to sign up. Again, they're virtual right now. They're done over GoToMeeting, and they're small, so you get a lot out of it. But these are free health and wellness classes that we offer. You can also go to our website right now and see our current classes, when they're going to be held, and find out how to sign up for them there too. For caregivers, if you are a family caregiver, if you're caring for someone who is older, making sure that they're good, we offer a lot of resources and services for that. That includes our Connect Guide, which is a free guide to long-term care options and other resources. And in the back of the book, we have a section where it's broken down by county with local resources and services for older adults. You can download it on our website, but then if you would like to receive a copy, we can also send those out to you for free. And then we also refer to adult day centers if you're looking for someone to take care of your older adult who may not be able to stay unsupervised during the day. There are programs out in the community, adult day centers, that will make sure the older adult is taken care of. We refer out to those. And then we also have a program called True Alta, which is an online educational portal specifically for caregivers caring for someone with Alzheimer's or dementia. And then last but not least, we have a caregiver newsletter called Care Hub that we put out once a month with a lot of good information, everything that we have going on, and just some really good resources that can be sent right to your inbox via email. All of this can be found on our website at aaa1b.org/caregiver-resources. And last but not least, we do virtual events. We used to do in-person events. Hopefully we can get back to that soon, but right now we do a lot of virtual events. And our next event is something fun for caregivers. So we started a series of caregiver webinars, and the next one's gonna be June 3rd from 6 to 7:30. And it's a fun night out for family caregivers. We're gonna have Caregiver Kahoot, which if you've never played Kahoot, is a fun virtual trivia style game. We're gonna do Kahoot for prizes. We're gonna have a relaxation activity to teach caregivers how to relax every day. And then we're also gonna have Brita Miller, who is a wonderful caregiver humorist. She's also a speaker and author, and she's gonna do a little bit of caregiver humor for us. She's also the author of the Caregiver Coffee Break. So if you'd like to join us, you can go to our website under the events tab and register for something fun for caregivers. And we ask everybody to join us, share this with a caregiver, and let them come out virtually, of course, and have a good time with us. Last but not least, we're on social media. So if you're watching on Facebook right now, please follow our page. If you have Twitter, if you have Instagram, if you have LinkedIn, please connect with us. We post a lot of good information. Also from our community partners like the SRC, if they have things going on, it's just a great way to stay connected with us, but then also with the communities that we serve as well. And I know that was a lot of information. I feel like I've been talking for years, but we do so much. We want to make sure we're getting this information out. So I just thank the SRC again for allowing us this opportunity. And again, if you remember nothing else, 800-852-7795, online at aaa1b.org. We're your area agency on aging, and we're dedicated to helping older adults remain in the community living independently. Thank you.